Hi, I'm Todd Edwards. I'm a solo builder, and I'm going to document my journey here on YouTube. I just made my first sale back in May, and now I'm going to try to document weekly about what's going good and what's going bad. All right, so give a little bit of background on me. Obviously, if you've been to this channel before, you notice I've posted music things. It kind of varies from time to time. I've posted video game development live streams from Twitch. But basically, my background is I was doing some contract work. My contract ended back in about the end of April. And I've been playing with AI pretty much since ChatGPT came out back in like 2023, 2024. And the tools are getting so good now. I've always had ideas about building things. I was just always limited because I never could code. I've been trying to learn to code. I tried to do Python, stuff like that. And for some reason, my brain just doesn't go that way. So now with the advent of these tools that are with us, AI tools, I've been able to create my own apps. And so I want to share my journey here and, kind of get back into YouTube again, get back to my community. And that's what this channel is for, is to show kind of my creative side. I still am a musician, I still create music, but now since AI has kind of happened, this other side of me that's been dormant for years has kind of been unleashed. And still playing, music and stuff like that. Still want to share stuff on this channel about music, but I also want to share my other creative endeavors and kind of show my journey along the way. So what am I building? So I set off in May. I was like, let's just build a few apps to see if I can do it. So that first app I built was called Vouch, which you can still get on the App Store, which I've been still building it. I will have a link down below. So if you want to check it out, it's free. It's basically a social site about recommending your stuff that like TV and music, or not music, it says TV and movies. So when I first built the app, that's what it was. It was like TVs, movies, comic books, all this stuff. And then I eventually learned that, let's just start simple. And, just what do most people like to do is mostly TV shows and movies. So that's what I did. I scaled the app down. So now basically what it is you can get your friends on this app. Think of it as like Facebook and that, but it's more for sharing your recommendations on what TV shows you're watching or what movies you recommend. And the object is to get your friends on there so you guys can have a loop, you have a feed and everything like that. I'll have images showing the app here, in the background while I'm talking. But yeah, it's just a simple little app to share to your friends because, before the internet and all that, back when, I was younger, the best way I would get recommendations to listen to music or TV shows or anything was from my friends. They would always tell me like, hey, have you checked out this new show or have you watched this new movie? So I'm kind of tapping back into that, kind of build your friend circle and then it will display on your feed. So that's Vouch. I made this other app called Pitchbird. And it's a singing app. Basically, my kids like to sing, so I was like, well, let me try to build something for that so I can help them. So basically, it's a tuner. You can help your pitch. You can help get better on your pitch. And so that's been going over well. And that was the app that's actually made my first sale. And the third app I built was called Delay. And I'm a person that suffers from tinnitus. I've had it for about, I think, over 20 years at this point. And, the one thing about tinnitus is when you first get it, it's very scary and you don't know what to do and there's not a lot of support. Maybe there is now. When I first got it, there was just message boards and forums and stuff like that. But so the thing I set out to do was build this app that helps with people at the beginning stages and how they can tune their brain to kind of not forget the sound, but kind of reorient to their brain so they're not currently listening to the ringing in their ears all day long. Because that's what happened to me and most people that get tinnitus when they're first diagnosed is they just sit there and they go into a dark room or they'll just sit there, plug their ears and listen to it. Is it going away? Is it going away? So it's an app to help retrain your brain to not do that, kind of do some meditative stuff. And then also I put in there like community support so people can talk and help each other. So what I'm currently building now is a couple of things, kind of up the ante a little bit from apps. I still want to build apps. One that I have in the works is called Everkin. It's an app for people that have dementia or problems with face recognition. So basically you can take the app and scan somebody's face and it will tell you who that person is and how you're related to them. So that's currently been built and will be released at some point, but I'm still testing. Another thing I'm working on is CodeWrite Studio. It's like Claude Code, but basically for local LLMs that run on your machines that you don't pay a monthly fee for. And what it is it's for creators like me or creators like you that could be watching that you're interested in other things. that you need help with. You know, if you're doing video games, I'm trying to build the tools here so you can leverage local AI models. So that's what I'm working on as well. And just a few other odds and ends that I'm not really, you know, that are kind of on the workbench. I do have 2 musical instruments that I'm creating. I'm working on a sound design synth, and I'm working on an ambient guitar, kind of like it's like a plug-in, but it runs on your machine. You know what I mean? So you don't need amps or pedals or anything. You just plug your guitar or use a keyboard, and you can use it on your computer. So those are 2 musical kind of software instruments that I'm building right now, and I'm looking forward to. Those are just kind of like my pet projects. And like I said, video games, I'm working on 2. I have one that I've been going back and forth in. I created a story, a trailer, and I don't know if I want to make an animated film out of it or if I want to make it an actual video game or both. So that's kind of one. And then I have another one. I'm going back to like the old 90s point and click games like LucasArts, Sierra, you know, those in the style of those that I have an idea for, that I've had for over a couple of years that I'm trying to do just for fun. But basically the turning point was, you know, for me to kind of get serious about this was that first sale on Pitchbird. You know, when I got that sale back in June, I didn't believe it at first. I thought it was a fluke. I was like, it's just somebody accidentally did it. And then all of a sudden, it was literally like a week later, another one came in. And I was like, okay, that's not a fluke. Somebody didn't just randomly pop it or buy it, or it was my friend or somebody, you know, a family member. It was actually somebody, you know, because I haven't really promoted it that much. So that's kind of the turning point for me. It's like, okay, we did something that people are willing to pay for, and I'm sure we can do it again. So that's kind of driven me, and just the ability to now be able to get my ideas out of my head with AI, you know, can help me and guide me with that is just a great feeling for a creator like me. So basically my promise, I kind of alluded to, is I'm going to, you know, you can hold me to it in the comments, is I'm going to try to do a video a week. I don't know what the days are yet. Currently, like I said, my contract expired at the end of April. So I am unemployed. I'm looking for my next step. I got a few interviews coming up here. You know, obviously I'm going to have to take those jobs. So if those do come through, you know, I don't know how much time I'm going to have to work on, you know, my projects, do YouTube. But like I said, I'm going to try to hold myself to a video a week. And hopefully I can try to do live streams here on YouTube, maybe Twitch as well, to actually do work and kind of meet the community, and you guys can come in and give me feedback as well. I'm hoping to post the goods, the bad, even the ugly, you know, things that work, things that fail. And I've already alluded to here in the first one, those first few apps, like Allay and Vouch. I didn't think, you know, I just did an idea and just went off it and built it. I didn't really do any research or anything about the need. And so that was, to me, are not failures. They're just like their learning experience. And every time I've built an app or built something, I've learned from it. And where I was in May to where I am today, I think I'm doing better apps, and I'm just going to continue to grow. And I want to share that with you people. But anyway, this is getting too long. I just wanted to keep everything honest and open. And like I said, share my journey here on YouTube with everybody in my community that I've built here over the years. Like I said, I hope to still do music stuff. I'm doing apps. Like I said, I got 2 instruments in the works, hoping to share it here, and I would love for people to test them when the time is right and to see what they think about them. But anyway, like I said, look for a video a week from me, and I hope to hear your opinions and comments. I'll have all the links below for that you get it. But anyway, thank you for being a subscriber to my channel over the years, and I hope we can talk in the comments, and look forward to you guys follow me on my journey. All right, take care, everybody. See you in the next one.